Hello everyone, my name is QuadLy and welcome to a quick preview of the Arsenal Divide section of the Sisters of Parvos update, coming in near future. There is many major changes coming to the Arsenal, mod nerfs, new Galvanized mods, Helminth buffs and more, so let's go right in. First, there is the nerf of melee and buff of primary and secondary weapons. The main focus was too high attack speed and critical damage, which I myself don't really like the sound of at first, but hear me out and see that everything is pretty much the same. There is 3 melee mods that will be changed. Berskerker, now named Berskerker Fury, was making you faster by critical hits. It will not work like that anymore, but a bit differently with every time you kill an enemy. While I see this being a downfall of most crit-based weapons, you will probably still be able to kill lower level enemies with a few hits, and you also have the normal Fury mods as well. Blood Rush and Condition Overload, those 2 mods were probably the best to put on any melee weapon focused on critical damage or status effects respectively. They are now both being brought down to lower damage output in the long run. In my opinion, this is, well, terrible, but at least there won't be any mods that actually carry the whole system. Besides the huge nerfs, there is also many buffs for primary and secondary weapons. First buff are Arcanes. There will be 3 for primary weapons and 3 for secondary weapons, all acquirable from Steel Path. There is 3 sets, first one increasing damage and reducing recoil on headshot kills, second more damage and combo duration when melee kills will happen, and the third just more damage and easier ammo management for only a kill. There is also Galvanized Mods, which are mods only acquirable from Steel Path and are an upgrade to the normal mods of the same kind. You can look at the mods, they are on the screen right now. I won't go over every single one of them, but from what I see they will reward you for completing challenges on the mods such as killing enemies or headshotting them, but I will share my opinion on this whole preview at the end of the video. Another nerf which I am actually quite happy about is Kuva Nukor. It will now shoot only at 2 enemies at the same time and not a whole group. This will finally give the light to some other weapons and get rid of this massive, toxic fun killer. For real, this thing has poisoned my arsenal so freaking much. It is just click and kill. It's not fun at all. There is also many changes to glaives as well, but they are so numerous that I will not cover them here, so be sure to look in the dev workshop. The Parazon system of mercy kills will be revised a bit to only be available on heavier units of the faction when they are below 40% of their health. When you proc the impact damage, you will raise the bar for 4%, so technically you can get up to 80% for a mercy kill. The next thing on the list is buff of Helminth. He will now be able to empower your Warframes with buffs. This will work for only 3 Warframes every week, but look at those buffs. They are mad, like really mad, so expect them to be nerfed. There is more stuff added to the Helminth system that will make it far more useful than it already was, but we have covered the basics pretty much. That is it about the upcoming Arsenal Divide section of this next update, the Sisters of Parvos. So now let's look at my opinion of it. The buffs of this update outweigh the nerfs by a considerable amount, if you ask me. It is quite apparent that the developers want people to play other Warframes and other weapons than just some normal meta ones. They also want us, the players, to use combo types with Galvanized Mods and the new primary and secondary Arcanes, which in my opinion should make the game a bit more engaging and fresh, especially for me. I myself hate just clicking one button and killing everything, even the heaviest enemies in a few shots, but now the focus will, in my opinion, shift from raw damage only to a more engaging level with heavy enemy mercy kills and the Galvanized Mod specific mini challenges. Often missed is also the buffs you will receive from Helminth. 200% critical chance on Excalibur is just insane, so as I said before, this will probably be nerfed a bit. Just try to imagine bringing a Warframe like this to the 300% ability strength arbitration. Ridiculous. About the nerfs, I myself am really not happy with the nerfs at hand, especially the holy 3 mods of every godly weapon build, but I think they are for the better of Warframe. We Tenno, the players, have always found a loophole. There is always a loophole in Warframe. My friend, for example, with Warframes that are hated by the community, has found ways to make it, well, not just good, but able to do 1 hour long steel paths. Having builds that are carried by only one mod or two is just monotonous if you ask me, constantly the same without much real engagement of the beautiful mod system. There is so many mods that will become more relevant on melee builds, and if you don't want to adapt, you just have to live with reduced damage. So yeah, to wrap it all up, it is quite transparent that the devs want to make the combat more engaging and altogether fun, rather focusing on primary and secondary weapons rather than purely melee, which are not going to be as powerful anymore. I think this update will be great in the long term, and most people complaining are the ones that just don't want to see any change to their monotony. That is a totally normal human thing though. Who wants to change something that works? Well, you're not at power here. DE is. So you just have to live with it. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye guys.